On July 18th, 2008, a little movie called The Dark Knight debuted in theaters. 15 years later, here we are, about to celebrate its 15-year anniversary. And it's July 14th. Technically, this movie premiered on this day, considering that it debuted in New York City on this day. But it went wide in the 18th. It's a bit confusing. But nevertheless, hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam. Welcome to our Dark Knight watch party celebrating the 15-year anniversary of coldest take, like colder than the slab at a Cold Stone Creamery, one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. But I am not alone on this one. I am joined by my podcast partner, the great and powerful Jacob Martin. Jacob, how you doing this evening?
Oh, I am doing great. I am excited to rewatch this movie with you guys. Not only is this my favorite comic book movie of all time, my favorite Batman movie of all time, but it's also made by, in my opinion, the best director working today, Christopher Nolan. And I think it's going to be a treat to revisit this, talk about it, share what we love about the movie, and just have a great experience together. I'm just looking forward to it.
And to the side of me is the great and powerful Matt Wyatt. Matt, how are you this evening?
Dude, I'm super excited to watch The Dark Knight. After 15 years, I'm already feeling old. And yeah, this is definitely in the conversation to be one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. It's not only just a great superhero movie. This was actually a great film, and it felt very adult too when you watch this film. And I remember going to the theater and just going nuts and put the edge of my seat, especially with Heath Ledger's performance as Joker, which, wow, one of the biggest standout of the film. Really excited to revisit this movie.
Yeah, and this is a movie that really kind of, consider, we were just talking about this before we went live. 2008 was just a crazy year for movies in general. Iron Man, Dark Knight, Kung Fu Panda, Tropic Thunder. I'm sure I'm missing some pretty big ones, but 2008 was just a crazy year for movies. And specifically putting The Dark Knight into the spotlight, that movie they've been trying to kind of replicate that style, or at least try and hammer the point home of trying to replicate that. And I don't think it's ever really worked. I mean, The Dark Knight was really just a case of right place, right time, right actors, right cast, right crew. I mean, it just perfect in just timing and just everything you could ever ask for. And of course, Heath Ledger is sadly no longer with us, but his performance in this has become so iconic that no one remembers that he was in movies like First Night or 10 Things I Hate About You. It's just the dude from The Dark Knight. I mean, to be fair, he left an insanely good legacy, and he won an Oscar for this, which giving an Oscar to a comic book movie was just, it didn't happen, but it happened this time.
Yeah. Heath Ledger, I think, is the first actor you think of when you think of this movie, is easily Heath Ledger. Forget about the rest of the cast. Even though everybody does a great job in this movie, but the first one you think of when you think of The Dark Knight is Heath Ledger. Sadly, the guy's no longer with us, but we remember him greatly for his incredible performance as a Joker and how chilling of a performance it actually was.
That's for sure. And we've already got comments here. 3D Movie Cinema. Hello, Jacob. Jacob Collins. Hi, guys. Good luck on the watch along. Imagine if Nick Cage was Commissioner Gordon in this movie, or better, if he was Bad Lieutenant Gordon. This would be a completely different movie. So, Matt, here's your context. So, over on Jacob Collins' channel at 3D Movie Cinema, Jacob Martin and myself, we reacted to the Bad Lieutenant remake starring Nick Cage. It's a boring-ass movie. Don't watch it. But just, that's Jacob's gimmick. He likes to troll us with Nicolas Cage. But The View with Drew. Hello, Drew. How are you this evening?
Drew.
What do you think is the worst movie representation of a comic book villain? I think what Batman and Robin did to Bane was unforgivable. At least Mr. Freeze was funny with the hilarious ice puns. Yeah, that Bane performance was not good.
No.
I specifically remember the flick pick kind of comparing him to like a veiny pickle or something or other. Matthew,
He was just a guy who juiced up on steroids, and there you go. That's all you knew about Bane.
And
pretty
he
much,
just
yeah.
goes around going, Bob, Bob, Bob.
I mean,
Now, I'll
Batman
tell
and
you
Robin,
another-
even though we trash on that film so much, but it's one of those movies that we just enjoy the entertainment and of how badly that film was made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Jacob again. Worst Batman movie of all time. Jacob told me he would rather watch Batman and Robin than this. JK lol. This really the best Batman movie of all time and was the highest grossing movie of 2008 and won an Oscar. Yeah. And Drew's back. The Incredible Hulk, Indy 4, and Rambo 4 were 2008. Incredible Hulk is underrated. Love Rambo 4, and Crystal Skull isn't terrible, but it's not great either.
Yeah.
I have not seen Rambo 4 in a minute, but I remember liking it.
Oh, dude, I love Rambo 4. I thought it was so good.
Yeah. I think of all the sequels in the Rambo franchise, Rambo 4 is one of the better ones, and it's easily it's easily the most brutal out of all the Rambo films. It's like
Yeah, for
people's
sure.
guts being exploded left and right.
Yeah.
And then Jacob's back again. I feel because of this movie, Batman fans kind of took an unofficial vow to support Christopher Nolan no matter what project he makes as a thank you for giving us a worthy Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, Christopher Nolan was a great filmmaker before the Dark Knight trilogy, and he is a great filmmaker afterwards. I mean, my only one that I don't like is Tenet, but even then, like the dude blew up a plane. Like, come on.
But that was cool. I mean, that was one of the most greatest practical scene in the whole movie. Even though that I'm with you. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Tenet, but I appreciate some of the experience that he did. And even like, I know a lot of people love Dunkirk. I'm one of the people that didn't really love it as much as many people did. I just think that the film just had lack of character development, and that's what really just did not sit well with me with that film. I appreciate all the things that he did, but overall as a film, I just think this film got too much praise.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually really love all of Christopher Nolan's movies. Some are better than others. I think Tenet is probably one of his weaker films because I think the story is a little too complex for its own good. But I love the ambitions that he brought to that movie, and I remember a lot of the action scenes in that movie, which were some of the best in recent years, especially the practical action and how much he embraced kind of like the time bending premise of that film, which I really like. But I'm still really excited to see Oppenheimer. It's one of my most anticipated movies of this year, and I'm excited to see the practical experience of how he was able to recreate an atomic blast.
Yeah, and Drew's back. Another good point to bring up is when you see how well done Bane is in The Dark Knight Rises, it makes that version of Bane look so much worse. Yeah, I mean, we could honestly do
yes,
a Dark Knight.
like so and so, somewhat, yeah. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, but that's a good point.
Bane is a lot better in The Dark Knight Rises.
Well, it's not saying much because we didn't really have the definitive Bane on screen.
That bar to cross is so low, it's at the center of the earth with Brendan Fraser and Josh Hutcherson. But Jeremiah Bach is here. Hello, Jeremiah. I'm definitely on the loving Dunkirk team. Also, hi, Ryan, my friend. It's always good to see you. Good to see you too, Jeremiah.
Yeah, I'm on the team Dunkirk as well.
That's cool.
Meant to say another good point to bring up, not me. Sorry about that. No, you're good, Drew. You're good. But yeah, I think it's time to get started because this is pretty long movie back when 2 hours and 30 minutes was the exception rather than the rule. Jason the Old Millennial is here. Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. I'd watch along, but I've got my own live stream in 20 minutes. Well, I will be watching the replay when this is over, Jason, so I'll see you then. But if you all want to watch along with us, it is streaming on Max, or if you have the DVD or the Blu-ray, by all means, get it queued up. I'm watching Max, Matt's watching digitally outside of Max, and Jacob's got the DVD. So we don't have to worry about ads. We all are at 000. Let me just get because Max might. Yep, there is a commercial. So let me skip past that. And all right. Drew's back. Aside from Dark Knight, number one, what other comic book movies are your top five? Ooh, that would
Ooh, that is
Ooh,
a good question. Well, Dark Knight's
very
my
good.
number one. I'm gonna say 1978 Superman is up there.
good choice.
Um, Avengers Endgame is in my top five. Then I'd probably go Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and probably Guardians 2.
Well, for
It's a
me,
solid top five.
for the top five would be definitely Spider-Man: No Way Home is my number one favorite comic book film of all time. Number two is Logan, that is directed by James Mangold, which that was incredible film that he did.
Drew agrees
Avengers
with you.
number three would be Avengers Endgame. Definitely was one of the biggest payoff and the most culmination of the MCU that we normally don't. We're not going to often get that now. Number four for me is Captain America: Civil War. What an incredible
Good one.
third Captain America movie. A great ideology of the conflict between Tony and Steve, and a great introduction to Black Panther and Spider Man. It was so incredibly well payoff. Then number five would be Man of Steel. I mean, I know a lot of people did not love Man of Steel, but I'm one of the people that thought it was the most underrated comic book movie of all time. And I felt like that film got so much hate, and I feel like it didn't deserve it. I thought it got better on more and more I watch it. And a film that came out 10 years ago, which I can't believe that movie came out for that
Wow.
long. Jeez.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the last midnight premiere I ever went to in my local theater. They stopped doing it after a while. But
Yeah.
as for me, I'm kind of bad at creating like top five lists that I have like ready on me. Informally, I'd have to say Civil War, Logan, The Mask of Zorro, which was directed by Martin Campbell, released in '98. Just a fantastic movie. The Rocketeer, and Dark Knight definitely in the conversation. I
Nice.
really have to make a definitive list at some point.
Well,
but-
here's the thing. From time to time, our list can drastically change a lot depending on our mood. I mean, it doesn't always become like a definitive list. It usually changes from time to time.
yeah, that's for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
But
oh yeah, for sure. And then the view with Drew put Spider-Man 2 in I think the last comment. That would be in my top 10 for sure.
Nice.
all right, well, fellas, I think it is time to get started. All of you watching at home, we're all at 000. Matt, are you ready?
Oh, I'm definitely ready. Let's go, man.
And Jacob, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let us begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
All right. Let's get serious.
Oh my God! Here's the Warner Brothers logo coming up, and you can hear the Hans Zimmer score.
Oh yes.
This has got to be
That,
like
back when you can take Warner Brothers seriously.
Absolutely.
this has got to be like the greatest first like 10, 15 minutes in any superhero movie ever.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it's definitely one of the best opening sequence in the history of comic book movies in general. I mean, the bank heist just put you on the edge of your seat. I mean, I have not had a chance to see the sequences in IMAX screen when it came out. I only saw this on a standard screen, but then they showed it on the Blu-ray that Nolan filmed in IMAX sequences on IMAX film camera, which it's probably like the first time that Hollywood's ever done something like this. That Nolan was the first one that done it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the first one to do it, and he kind of made it the norm. There's other directors that do movies, they film it in IMAX because maybe not to the extent of Nolan, but they experiment with it a little bit. And I like that even on the Blu-ray, the aspect ratio changes whenever they see the sequences in IMAX, like the screen's enlarged even on the Blu-ray during this sequence.
Oh, dude, look at the shot of Heath Ledger's Joker. Just having his mask off in public, that's crazy.
And we don't see his face at all, like
Oh, no,
sun, makeup, or anything.
Until-
We see it briefly in the funeral scene, but we don't see a full glimpse of it.
Yeah,
Drew's back. What do you guys think is the worst comic book movie of all time? I think I know Jacob's answer, but Matt, what is your answer?
oh man, it's so difficult. I can't think of the top of my head. I mean, I'm gonna probably say Batman and Robin's probably the worst one they have. Oh no, wait, not Batman and Robin. Let me retract that. It was I'm gonna say the Fan Force Stick is the worst one of all time.
Oh yeah,
That's bad.
That
That's
was
rank.
like the movie that I was so hyped to see, the Fantastic Four, the 2015 version that they were trying to reboot and try to make this more of a science fiction grounded movie, and the trailer was so promising. And then when I saw the movie, I could not believe how much I was torn after coming out of that film. I was like, what the hell did I just watch? I was like, what just happened? Like it was just like the biggest disappointment I've seen in any comic book
Yeah.
film.
Oh, here comes the silent alarm.
Oh
And
yeah,
they're going to
this scene
start
right
picking
here.
each other off.
Yeah, this is where the Joker makes this grand plan just to like off his own people, just to fucking manipulate his own crew.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of a master manipulator he is, and we see that in the opening scene. They all
And
got
here's
everyone's
William
got their
Fichtner,
motive.
who-
and they
Oh
keep
yeah,
fighting
William
each other off.
Fichtner. This scene
Just
right now
fighting
surprised the
demons.
hell out of me when he was pulling out that shotgun in the bank
Yeah.
and just blasting one of their crew. I was like, what the hell? He's probably one of the corrupted bank teller or something. That's my true guess. Because he was like, you have idea what you're stealing from? You and your friends are dead. Like he just had no issue with that
Oh.
whatsoever.
Matt, here it comes. Shotgun.
There it goes. Here it comes, dude.
Bang!
There we go.
Dude, it was so unreal that when you watch it on the Blu-ray or 4K, when you watch it on the soundbar, the sound effects are much louder than the dialogue.
That's usually the case of every Christopher Nolan movie. Like the
Exactly.
sound
He likes to
effects
make
and the
his
music
sound
is
effects
always
much
than
louder.
the dialogue, and the only time where that's a real problem is Tenet. Even in the movie theater, everything was so loud I could barely hear the dialogue and what was going on half the time.
That was the
Everything
same. That was like the same problem that I had with Tenet. Is that I had a hard time understanding what they're talking about and understanding that, or even caring, and especially with the music being so loud and the sound effects being so loud that I just don't understand what the hell is going on in the movie.
Well, now that if you have the physical release like I do, you can always turn on the subtitles, so it would be less of a problem.
Basically, you have to force yourself to use a subtitle to understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, and to go back to Drew's question on the worst comic book movie of all time, Catwoman right there. I only saw 10 minutes of that piece of crap, and it is so unwatchable. I couldn't even. I think my sister
What
was
movie
watching
was
like
it?
Catwoman.
Oh, Catwoman. Oh yeah, that's one of the worst ones.
I caught like maybe the last 10 minutes of that movie because my sister was curious about watching it, and just from seeing the bad CGI, the atrocious dialogue, and whatever that garbage outfit Halle Berry was wearing.
Oh yeah,
like,
they totally did her character very
Oh.
dirty. It was so BS Hollywood crap that they had to throw in early 2000s. Oh, and this bus! Oh my god! Like,
Yeah.
he killed the bus driver, and the bus just comes in and pulls and
And
pulls
What
over
bus
inside the
driver?
the
building.
bus is actually there. Like
Yeah,
they
that was-
actually drove a bus through a wall.
Yeah, most of the time, most of the film is done practically. They're not done by CGI.
yeah, well, that's Christopher Nolan
and-
for you. Like,
Here comes the most epic reveal ever.
yes, at least for a villain.
Aw,
Oh man,
simply makes
it
you.
makes you
Stranger. Stranger. What a great delivery. I mean, it just sets the tone, and it sets the tone of the movie, and it sets the performance that's showing you what he can really do in this movie. That this is not Cesar Romero's Joker or Mark Hamill or Jack Nicholson from the Tim Burton's movie. Like this is Christopher Nolan's Joker.
Yeah, but I remember reading somewhere that Ledger did pay homage to all of those Jokers in some fashion. With
Oh
this
yeah,
performance.
oh definitely. Like
yeah.
completely agreed. Yeah, he definitely paid a lot of homage to other iterations of Joker.
yeah, while also doing his own thing.
Exactly. I mean, that was the beauty thing about when they reinvented comic book characters. They don't try to replicate other people's performance that have done before this one, which that was the beauty thing of it, because characters get reinvented. It's all about making the performance your own. Yeah, this scene was much smart because some of the criminals, when they see the bat signal, they know that they're not going to do anything. They're like, nope, not tonight.
Batman
Just like in the Matt Reeves' Batman movie when Pattinson said, "It's not just a call, it's a warning." I was like, "That's true."
Yeah.
Also, to add to the worst comic book movie I've ever seen personally, conversation.
Mhm.
Yeah, Fantastic is definitely up there. That movie was just painful.
Yeah. Fantastic was terrible. Green
Bye,
Lantern
Jeremiah.
was
I
really
hope
bad
to
too.
see you later.
Yeah.
By the way, William Fichtner in that scene alone in this movie is far more memorable than all of his screen time in Hypnotic from earlier this year.
Well, to be honest, I can't say because I have not seen that movie. I
It's
me
missed
neither.
because I missed it.
painfully mediocre.
Wow, it really that bad?
Now we're starting to see.
I mean, judging
Christopher
from that
Nolan's-
trailer from Hypnotic, it kind of looked like it could have been done with like going straight to VOD and have been a generic suspense thriller. That kind of felt like it from the
Well,
trailer.
we got
here's-
Cillian Murphy here.
Oh yeah, we get a
he's
little
starting to
bit of short screen time with Scarecrow.
We got starting to become Christopher Nolan's good luck charm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, Cillian Murphy has been in a lot of Nolan's movies.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
all the Dark Knight trilogy.
Did you? I don't know if you already know this, but he was up for the role auditioning for Batman and Batman Begins because there's a lot of audition videos that were multiple actors auditioning for Batman, including Christian Bale, and they wore that Batman Forever outfit from the third act in when Val Kilmer that same suit that they auditioned for. Yeah, that was interesting.
Weird alternate timeline where Christian Bale's the Scarecrow and Cillian Murphy is the
That,
Batman.
hey, there's your movie. There's another Flashpoint. Flashpoint 2. Flash fucks up another one. Cillian Murphy is now our Batman and Nolan.
Oh, that would be it. That would be an interesting choice.
Oh, this is my favorite Batmobile, and I grew up with these movies.
I agree.
So I'm maybe
Oh man,
slightly
I'm
biased,
kind.
but
I love the Tumbler. I really love that Tumbler Batmobile. It's a pretty badass. But my favorite Batmobile, I'm gonna say with Ben Affleck's Batmobile from Batman v Superman. I thought it was my favorite. It's my favorite one. But I love all the Batmobiles. All of them were pretty badass.
I don't think there's any terrible Batmobile. If I'm
I know
being
there's
honest.
no. Well, we can say that Batman and Robin, the neon light of the Batmobile, that looked really
that might be a
rough.
little too much, but I like the Tumbler is awesome, and I love the Batmobile and the Matt Reeves Batman. Was pretty
Oh,
awesome.
dude, the muscle car, dude, that's pretty.
Yes.
Because that was done before in comics. I've seen some of the comic book pages that he had muscle cars as a Batmobile.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just vibing to Hans Zimmer's Batman.
Oh
theme.
yeah, dude,
This is epic,
the Hans Zimmer score really enhances the movie.
for sure.
I mean, the fight choreography is pretty decent. It's not one of the best fight choreography I've seen in any Batman movies, but it still was better improvement with the camera work because in the last film of Batman Begins, even though I love that film, but the camera work was pretty bad with shaky cutback, and it was just I couldn't see what the hell was happening.
Yeah, they give Nolan a little bit of slack. It's the first time he had done something like that.
Because he's not really used to having like fight choreography to have him do martial arts.
Yeah, because before Batman Begins, he did Memento and Insomnia, which were
he did Insomniac, Memento, and then before Dark Knight, he did The Prestige with Hugh Jackman, which that was like the underrated one of the most underrated Nolan movies out there.
Oh, I love that movie.
Also, they just dropped the famous line, I'm not wearing
hockey pads.
Oh, let me find you out here again. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Also,
a lot of like I would make a lot of people, including myself, we all make fun of Batman's voice. It's just so funny. Even they made fun of it in this YouTube spoof years ago after The Dark Knight. They made fun of his voice of how much the Joker could not understand anything that he was saying, and then just make fun of it. And then after The Dark Knight Rises, when he was going toe to toe with Bane, and he just does this deep ground voice, I just could not stop laughing.
Hey, to be fair, as much as people make fun of his voice, I think the voice still works. Like I get intimidated sometimes hearing that voice. So he does it well.
And the timeline in The Dark Knight, it wasn't really clear of when it was taking place after the first one. It could have been just at least a year or two when they took.
I read somewhere that this movie supposedly takes place 6 months after.
Oh, 6 months.
Well,
that makes sense.
I'm gonna look it up. because
Okay.
if I
See,
don't, it will
see,
drive me.
obviously, he's not in his mansion in this
Yeah,
movie
because
it's
the mansion's
been
already
burned
been. It's
down
still
in the
because
last
it's under
movie.
construction. It's under construction.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah,
just
6 months
chilling
is
either in
that
his.
I believe. I believe it would have been 6 months.
And remember, Batman Begins ended where they teased the Joker. So the
Oh yeah, it
Joker
did.
was
It did. It ended with a
starting to
tease with the
rise.
Joker's calling card.
Yeah.
All right, so according to Collider, Nolan's second Batman movie kicks off about 6 months after Batman
Okay.
Begins. I like Bruce Wayne's minimalist style here.
I think he's going for a realism approach. He doesn't want that fantastical junk.
Yeah. Well, that's what Nolan wanted to do. He wanted to go for the more grounded, realistic Batman.
Oh, there's my favorite Alfred right there from Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
They're like, use Mr. Fox. Did you get mauled by a tiger?
Oh.
Guy, I mean, even other iterations of Batman, they could do no wrong by casting one of the greatest actors to play Alfred. I mean, there's not been one bad Alfred.
That's true.
For sure. You got Jeremy Irons, Michael Goff.
And now Andy
I'd say
Serkis.
Andy Serkis was a little underutilized in the
Yeah,
Batman,
that's fair.
But
Yeah, he didn't have as
but-
much screen time in the movie that we
we'll,
all wish he would have had.
I feel
We'll-
like Matt Reeves is going to do more
see
with that
more
in
of him as it
Batman
goes
Part
along,
2.
for sure.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to.
I'm
He's
so
going to be
excited.
more ambitious than the first one.
I have nothing but
Yeah.
faith in that man.
Oh, for sure.
Man.
Oh man, this is one of the good scenes that he's all bruised up and he's all beat up. That shows you that he's not invincible. That he's still a human being,
Yeah.
and he's just waiting for to retire someone to take his place, which is Harvey Dent. That he's supposed to be their Gotham's White Knight, and he doesn't want it to be Batman forever because he just wants to be with Rachel because Rachel does not want to be with Bruce Wayne when he's still Batman.
Shout out to Eric Roberts as Salvatore Maroni.
Oh, and here's Aaron Eckhart. I mean,
Aaron
one of the
Eckhart.
most underrated actors in Hollywood. I'm like I remember him from the movie The Core, and I remember him from Thank You for Smoking, which that was an
Yeah.
underrated movie. Like, wow.
Jacob, if you have not seen Thank You for Smoking, watch it. It's really good.
I haven't.
He is
No,
incredible.
The only other movie I've seen Aaron Eckhart hit in was when he starred alongside Tom Hanks in Sully, and he's pretty good in that movie too. But yeah, people tend to overlook Aaron Eckhart's performance, which I feel like is a bit of a shame because his performance is just as good as Heath Ledger, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is really the character about from the villain's journey for him being the White Knight to be the villain at the end of the film.
If you think about it, the title "The Dark Knight" has a double meaning because the Dark Knight refers to Batman, but it can also refer to Harvey Dent, who goes from the White
Oh yeah,
Knight.
it was
the
definitely
Dark
referred
Knight
to
is
Harvey
exactly-
Dent because it's really showing the dark side of the character,
Yeah,
especially with Batman.
uh,
Also, this was a nice twist I never realized until years later because how Harvey Dent became Two-Face in the lore was in a courtroom. It didn't happen this time.
Oh yeah, I definitely heard
right.
about that one. And
That's
how
I don't know if it happened in the comic books, but if you read it and you can correct me on this, I think that was Batman was responsible for the creation of Harvey Dent, or maybe I might be wrong. I don't know for sure.
I do know in Batman Forever they showed a news clip of Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face in a courtroom, and there's news footage of Batman jumping to try to save Harvey Dent, and so
Which that was kind of dumb. I was like, what the
He's
hell?
like,
He just spread like gas, like, just like what the hell is it? What the hell just happened?
and what's Batman doing in broad daylight in a courtroom?
Yeah, and we often don't see Batman in broad daylight that quite often.
But yeah, that's one thing you got to compliment Christopher Nolan movies is he loves his ensembles and he loves making sure everybody gives committed performances.
It's so funny, like hearing him say the MCU because it's in this movie it's Major
Yes.
Crime Unit, but like the MCU is a completely different meaning to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is now because before this it wasn't. Now looking back
Yeah.
on this movie 15 years later, yeah,
Well, but-
when he says MCU and it just came to our mind, oh, Marvel Cinematic Universe, no, something else
Major
entirely.
Crime.
yeah. Later on, he's like, he wanted me to lock him up in the MCU. They want to send the Joker over to Marvel, to where Kevin Feige is. Okay. Different name for me down at the MCU. You don't even exist
There's
in
a
the
yeah,
MCU.
there's a
You're
little bit of a
DC.
foreshadowing, so foreshadowing in that movie.
Here's Low, or Lau, excuse me.
Wow.
That
There's the
guy
Lau.
has been in a couple of comic books medium. Like I remember him, he was in the show Arrow. I remember he was in for guest starring, and then he was in Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
You talking about Lau?
Yep, Lau, the actor who played Loud in the movie.
Hmm.
Oh, there's Norman Reedus. What a tool! What a d bag.
Probably
It was
the
just
most
hilarious that Bruce
frustrating
Wayne just
character.
fell asleep in the meeting. He was so exhausted.
You know, I
Yeah.
heard like a theory that was actually an act and that he wasn't sleeping. But
Oh, yeah.
considering this dude's sleep schedule, I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
Oh yeah,
actually...
that was definitely putting on an act so that people would avoid the suspicion that he's Batman. Like, why? Like, where the hell is he? Where is he going this time?
And that's why I think Christian Bale is the best actor to play Batman, because to date, he's the only actor that I feel like that balanced perfectly the duality between Bruce Wayne and Batman. That, people would have no clue that, this crazy billionaire guy is also the crime fighter you see at night, because he puts on two different personalities playing both characters. And that's what I love about Christian Bale's performance.
The prima ballerina for the Russian opera.
Oh, he's got to put on an act.
Well, that's the thing about Batman. Batman is really who he is, and because Bruce Wayne is the mask. Even Kevin Conroy would even say that but the moment his parents died, that's when Bruce Wayne died and Batman was born. Batman is just a part of who he is.
Drew's back. Here's a comic book movie question. Do you guys think X-Men Origins Wolverine is unwatchable? I think it is a watchably bad movie. Oh, that's a good one.
Damn,
I would say it's watchably bad, because at least, even though it's a terrible movie and there's a lot of bad things about it, I can watch it and kind of laugh at how bad that movie is.
Well, we can laugh about it because, one, we wouldn't have got the Deadpool movie we would have wanted, and they wouldn't poke fun of those movies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love how they spoof that in Deadpool 2, where Deadpool goes back and kills that abomination version of himself in the origin movie.
Exactly. Which that mid-credit scene where he just kills that other version of Deadpool who sewed his mouth shut. That was when I died laughing in the theater. That was like the best mid-credit scene in comic book movies.
At the time when I saw the movie, like, I had no clue who Deadpool was, and even I know, yeah, they messed up somewhere.
Yeah, I only did research on the Deadpool character. I never knew who that character was. Like before X-Men Origins came out in the theater, I was like, who the hell's Deadpool? Until I did my research on that character, who he is. I'm like, wow, they really butchered his character big time.
Oh, we've got the kitchen scene.
Yeah, we got the kitchen, like the mob meeting scene.
This scene is
The
amazing.
group therapy sessions in broad daylight.
Group therapy
Last
sessions
one from
broad
me.
daylight.
Take care, guys. But imagine how different this movie would be with
I mean, it's
Tommy
kind of
Lee
weird that
Jones.
they're using. It's kind of weird that they're using a TV to web chat, even though there's no camera in front of the TV at all. It's like, how the hell are they doing that? How's that
Well,
make any
Zoom-
sense?
Well, Zoom or
before
Skype
Zoom.
was not a thing yet, so they had to do what they had to do.
I mean, that's kind of like ahead of its time.
Shout out to Michael Jai White.
Oh yeah, years ago he follows me on Twitter. I mean, he followed me like almost like 10 years ago, and he still followed me to this day.
Wow.
I mean, this is the guy who played Spawn in this Spawn movie, and then he played a Bronze Tiger in Arrow season 2.
I remember that.
Yeah, and he talked about like how much he had fun with Heath Ledger in the scene in The Dark Knight. He's like, dude, Heath Ledger's such a cool guy. He talked about it in the Collider interview like years ago.
We got one of my favorite parts in this whole movie.
The pencil
Yeah.
trick.
The pencil trick.
The pencil
This scene
trick.
is so screwed up.
I mean, this
I
this
know.
whole movie felt very adult, and it could have been an R-rated film, and I would believe it.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a kid film.
No.
No, it really pushed its PG-13 for sure.
Oh yeah, it was a hard PG-13 movie. You want to know? You bought it.
Yeah, that was crazy. When Heath Ledger was first cast as the Joker, a lot of people were like, "Really? The 10 Things I Hate About You guy? The
You're gonna get a Brokeback Boy.
Mountain guy?
You're gonna get that
Why-
Brokeback Boy.
Why? Why do you want him as the Joker?" Of course,
Well,
I
that's
didn't
what
watch
that's
it.
what the internet is. They think they know best when they see someone that they don't imagine this character in particular. They think of something else, and they were not going to know why they get cast in that role until you see it.
Yeah. Well, see, this was the first time I had seen Heath Ledger in a movie. I was the exact opposite. I loved his performance in this movie.
I mean,
And then
I
was like,
I think I only remembered him was Brokeback Mountain. That was that movie that I remembered him in, and I think it was like
Yeah.
First Night too. I mean, I only
Mhm.
saw portions of that movie.
yeah, but yeah, when I go back and watch his older movies, I'm like, man, I'm impressed.
Oh, no,
at
wait,
how much
no.
brains
The
this
movie
guy
that I saw him
has.
first. No, I remember correctly. The first movie I saw Heath Ledger in was The Patriot with Mel Gibson. That was the
Oh.
first one. That was the
I
first movie I
forget it.
watched him in.
I forget Heath Ledger's in The Patriot.
Oh,
he's
he's
pretty
definitely
good
in
in
The
that movie.
Patriot. He's playing Mel Gibson's son in the film, and he's incredible.
Oh,
It's such an
yeah.
underrated movie if you have not watched it. It's a Roland Emmerich film that
It's-
the man who made
it's
Independence
it's
Day.
his best film. I think it's better than Independence Day.
Yeah,
And to think that Heath Ledger was Australian, and so like he's just doing this voice is just incredible.
Yeah. He does his Australian and 10 Things I Hate About You.
this scene right here, like he
Like the-
does not care. He's ready to die. Like he's not even bluffing.
I love the bomb in his pocket.
It just shows you that he is an anarchist and he'll do anything at whatever it takes, and he'll be ready to die if he has to.
Oh yeah, he's a nutcase.
You know-
He's like the pure definition of anarchy.
You know, this Joker, like, it's been theorized and speculated for so long. The rumor that I like the most is that the guy who is supposed to be the Joker here, not Heath Ledger, but the guy who's, like, you know who I'm talking about, right? The guy was, like, serving in Iraq and basically was a demolitions expert. That's why he knows so much, like, dynamite and gunpowder and gasoline and all that. I don't know if there's any credence to it, but it makes sense. But
Well,
you know,
that's the beauty of Nolan. He's not going to give away the mystery of his backstory. Like, this is the first time that Joker does not have a backstory.
Oh yeah, because they invented a backstory for the Joker in the Tim Burton film, and then when Todd Phillips did Joker, that was pretty much a different iteration of Arthur Fleck, which was a unique take. But I think I prefer my Joker to have that mystery, to where you don't know why he's acting this way, and that's what makes Heath Ledger
I mean,
such
we
a
knew the
scary
Joker from
presence.
Jack Nicholson. I mean, he has a backstory in the Tim Burton movie that he was just one of the crime lords of gangsters,
Yeah,
the man who killed
and,
Bruce Wayne's parents.
and I like that version. Don't get me wrong. And Tim Burton did that Joker well, but I think what made Heath Ledger scarier is because we didn't know why he acts this way. He tells different stories of why he's doing it, but you don't know if that's the whole truth or not.
Of course, I mean Nolan wanted to keep us guessing of what his backstory is, and he wanted to make it more scarier when you don't know who he really is.
Yeah,
And what a great casting with Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox! Like, great casting choice, dude. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
Morgan Freeman in anything is just good, but yes, I do agree.
yeah. Even in terrible movies, usually Morgan Freeman's the
yeah,
best
you could put
part.
him in a crappy movie and he will still sell it.
Yeah,
So this is the beauty thing here when he's changing his new suit, that he want to be able to turn his head around and not turn his body around every time he's in combat.
I love the moment where like the things fly out of the glove and he's like, perhaps you should read the instructions
Yeah,
first.
the bat
Yeah.
the bat gauntlet, that the spike that comes out of it. That was pretty cool.
I love the line where he says it should do fine against cats. I'm like, see what you did there, Nolan.
A little bit of a
Big old-
wink, a wink and a nod.
Do you think
Pays
Lucius
off in
Fox
the next
knows,
movie.
or well, do you think that he knew in Batman Begins? Do you think maybe he had an idea?
Oh yeah,
and
he
just-
had his sususpicions. He has suspicions,
think-
but I think
I
he
think
already
he
knew the
had-
moment that he kept asking him for his gear and his gadgets. Like what do you like? What he already knew. He knew from the moment that he was
I
about
would
to get his
say
new
he was-
the Batmobile. He knew.
I would say he was more suspicious in Batman Begins, but by the time we get to the Dark Knight, he already knew.
Yeah, but I think by the time that he recovered from being poison smoke from Crane, that he came out of his coma, that's when he knew that's Batman the whole time.
Yeah,
I love Michael Caine in that scene. Unless you tell me the Russian for apply your own bloody suntan.
Your bloody Satan lotion. That's like, this scene just felt so James Bondish. Scene in that movie where he's on the boat with a bunch of ladies.
Oh, this scene is freaky too.
Oh
Shout
god,
out to
yeah.
Budweiser Select if you all remember that beer.
yeah, this scene, his performance just makes your skin crawl.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
not alive.
I know I got these scars.
You want to know how I got these scars? That's like his catchphrase.
Yeah,
Not one bit.
One bit.
man, he definitely deserved his Oscar.
Oh yeah, he definitely. Even if he was
Oh,
still
man.
alive, he still would have gotten that Oscar.
And I'm not even like the biggest Oscar nut. Like I disagree with the Oscars all the time, but then they do this and they nominate a performance and they awarded a performance that was very well deserving. And I'm like, yes, you can do something right sometimes.
Why so serious? We never see it for PG-13 reasons, but
Yeah,
we
we
never
never
see
seen
it.
what
but-
he did. Like, what did he do? Did he
And-
slit his throat or slice his face off or something? Like, what the hell
Well,
was
like,
that?
the blade was
I-
in his mouth, so I always,
I always
thought
felt
it
like he sliced his mouth, sliced his face.
Oh, this scene is crazy. Like, they didn't even need to show what happens. Like, he's giving him the tryout, so they're having him fight to the death of seeing who gets to join, using that pull stick, and they just cut to off a new scene. Like they didn't even have to show it. Like you kind of get the idea what's going to happen.
It's pretty
It's
much a
worth not
scarier
knowing.
version of the Hunger Games.
Ah, 2008, when you could call a cell phone a mobile and no one would look at you strange.
Yeah. Before smartphones even existed.
A misunderstanding with the Gotham police.
Yeah, great way to plant that phone.
Oh yeah, we got a genius in the house.
You always got to have a decoy.
Yeah. Sonar.
Yeah, so that device is like ahead of its time where they can now eavesdrop and on everything, invade your privacy. Now it's real. Even
Uh-huh.
when you have your cell phone on or any devices, they will eavesdrop on you.
Christopher Nolan was ahead of his time.
It was way ahead of its time. Now it's a reality.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that the movie that was ahead of its time was Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, where the government was just that movie came first.
I saw that movie. I did a director project on Tony Scott on my channel, and when I got to that film, I was so shocked at what that movie predicted. I'm like, man.
Oh, dude, I watched that and I loved it, and it was like, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I was like, man, this is an intense movie, but I loved it.
It's so underrated. That movie got so overlooked.
Yeah,
yeah,
which is funny. If you look at the reviews of that movie at the time, critics thought this plot is preposterous. We cannot take it seriously.
Yeah, now look at today. Now look at today. Now it's more relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, this scene here where Christian Bale jumps off the building. Like I remember that they had Christian Bale be on the. Did he? I don't know if he jumped off or maybe he was on the building for the shot of the movie.
I love Batman's like explosion goo, like out of the gun.
Yeah, the explosion like goo thing that he planted.
Yeah, I will say I know if Tom Cruise was Batman, he would have done the whole stunt.
Oh, he would have done it. He would, no questions asked. He would have done it in the heartbeat. I mean, he's going to space.
Yeah.
I'm about to go to space.
We doubt him, but he's going to do it.
At this point, we can't doubt him of anything he does.
I say if he has the health and the physical means to do it, let him do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if it makes the big bucks and he gets their butts in the theater, they don't care what he does. I mean, he self-finances his movies.
Oh. Out the way.
Out the way.
Out the way.
Other way. I gotta get this.
I gotta get this. I'm Batman. Because I'm Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
I've got a plane to catch. Literally.
Get off my plane. I'm surprised that China did not try to moderate him whenever they he tries to get himself smuggled out of the country. What? It doesn't matter because I'm Batman.
How did he get back to?
But he's got a pilot who is a South Korean smuggler.
How did he get back to Gotham in The Dark Knight Rises when it was heavily fortified? Because I'm Batman.
How did you survive the nuclear explosion on autopilot? Because I'm Batman. Oh, just watching just pass out. He just crapped his pants.
Yeah, I would say overall the action in this movie is much better than in Batman Begins. It's not near as shaky. And I think the sequences are a lot.
Yeah, the sequences and the action was a little superior with the camera work that he did. It was improvement. Even though the fight scenes, like I said before, it wasn't the greatest that we have ever seen, but it was much improvement because there's no cutback, there's no shaky cam.
Yeah,
well, I think this is as good a place as any to bring up. What do you think of the difference between Katie Holmes and Maggie Gyllenhaal? I prefer Gyllenhaal personally.
No, I completely agree with you. I
fully agree.
I mean, I love Katie Holmes. She's a great actress. I mean, I think she did a great job in that role, but she just wasn't the most believable character. She was way too much of a sweetheart, if that makes any sense. Kind of like the same with Amy Adams as Lois Lane. I love Man of Steel, but I just thought that Amy Adams is an incredible actress, but I just didn't think she fit the role for Lois. She was way too soft and way too much of a sweetheart, other than the more hard-headed character that we know.
Yeah, I think I greatly agree. Not that I have a thing against Katie Holmes, an actress, but I feel like out of all the actors in Batman Begins, she was probably the least believable out of all the actors. And when Maggie Gyllenhaal took over, I thought she definitely fit the tough as nails persona that I think the character was supposed to be.
And I will say that Batman Begins, I think it was one of the most underrated comic book movies because people forget that this movie came before The Dark Knight, and because even for people who watch The Dark Knight have not seen the first movie, and this is one of those movies that you don't really have to watch the first one. It completely stands on its own in its own story.
Batman Begins freaked me out as a kid, especially the Scarecrow stuff when he blew that fear toxin.
Oh, the Scarecrow scene terrified me, but it was intense. But I enjoyed it because I watched that so many times when it was out in theaters. So I was like, I went to go see it over and over, like 5 times. That it was so good. And I played the video game on the PS2 for the Batman Begins, and it was pretty much like a prototype to the Batman Arkham games, if you really think about it. Because if you saw the gameplay, him being stealth and then driving the Batmobile, that was pretty Arkham.
I love this part. Oh, don't worry, they're coming too. And just all the
don't worry. Gotta love Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman's great in these movies.
I mean, we know that it wasn't like Batman Begins and the Dark Knight trilogy was not the first comic book movie to be more grounded and realistic. It was the original X-Men movie. Like the first X-Men movie it became more of a grounded superhero film that has never been done before. They really changed it up since then, and make it more believable that these characters can exist in our world today.
Yeah, I think like maybe the X-Men movie was kind of the blueprint, and then
it was the blueprint.
We got these amazing Batman movies, which definitely raised the bar. And even though I love the MCU and DC's made some good films, but I don't think anything's come close to matching the brilliance of this movie.
Oh, this scene with what happens coming up.
This scene had me jumped. Oh my god!
This is like the best jump scare of all time, and this isn't even a horror movie.
This was not even a jump. This was not even a cheap jump scare. This was one of the greatest jump scares we've seen in movies.
Because honestly, every time I watch this, I forget it's coming.
Yeah, every time you watch this, like you said, like you kind of forget that this is coming. Like, my god.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh my god.
If
Trying to
you
give me a
hadn't
heart
said,
attack.
if you hadn't have said anything, I would have jumped out of my seats probably.
Yeah, but I was saying about Batman Begins, when he blew that fear toxin, freaked me out, and then when Batman turned the tables on him and like, let's see what you fear, and just
Taste of
seeing
your
like
medicine, doctor.
all the black tar like coming out of like Batman's mouth in that hallucination.
He looked like a creature, a bat creature.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of creative usage of that fear toxin in that movie.
And speaking of,
Oh, here it is.
Oh, this
first of
scene
all, hi
disturbs
Anthony
the
Michael
crap out
Hall.
of me.
Oh yeah, I didn't at first. I
Oh,
didn't
that was
recognize
Anthony
that was.
Michael Hall.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Anthony
He's
Michael
the- he's
Hall.
the
When I
new
first
guy?
watched it, yeah, when I first watched this film many times, I overlooked that was Anthony Michael Hall as an adult. Like I did not recognize him because I always like imagine him as a
I-
kid in the John
I
Hughes
only-
movie with
I'm
Breakfast
only
Club and
used to
16
seeing
Candles.
him as a kid in the John Hughes movies.
Like I wasn't used to seeing him as a grown adult, but seeing him in that movie, like wow, damn, he's really have grown up.
Yeah. I
And they
didn't know
did,
he
and
was
they had
in
the
this
bonus
movie.
features. Did they have a broadcast news of Gotham in the bonus features in the Dark Knight?
Yeah, this scene disturbs the crap out of me.
Oh my
I'll
God.
do the Heath Ledger. Because it feels real though. You could picture
It feels more
a
real. It
crazy
feels so
lunatic
believable
doing
that a
this.
madman would go on recording and put it on live TV.
Yeah.
Man of my word.
Yeah, Man of Steel, they did the same thing with General Zod, calling out to the whole world to find Kal-El. Like they took that. They was influenced from the Dark Knight.
Well,
Oh.
then again, Christopher Nolan produced Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, he was the
So,
executive. Yeah, he was definitely a part of it. He's the man that had was one that gave the WB the pitch for the script that David Goyer had written, and he's the responsible for having hiring Zack Snyder to direct Man of Steel.
yeah.
And he even said that the film Watchmen, like he saw the movie and he was like, this movie is way ahead of its time.
And people say Christopher Nolan's movies have no humor, and that was a good joke.
It was more of a like a
That's
subtlety
how I
humor.
think
Like it was not like goofy comedy.
Yeah, it's more like very cheeky style humor.
Yeah, you get these laugh moments.
That was still a funnier joke than half the jokes in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Again, none of the jokes were any funny in Thor: Love and Thunder. That's not saying much. It's
Oh.
like, what the hell?
We do not talk about that movie in this house.
It was utter painful memory.
Screaming frickin' goats.
Oh god, the screaming goats. Enough to give me a migraine.
Great speech, Bruce.
Also notice that like he dumps the champagne off. So it's,
What a waste, dude. That ain't cool.
I mean, yeah, but he's
I'm
putting
being-
on
I'm
an
being
act
funny.
too.
I'm being
It
so-
I'm
also
being
shows
funny.
he's
I'm just
putting
being
on a mask.
I'm joking.
Like he's putting on the billionaire routine. Oh, I drink champagne and eat caviar and hook up with women, but that's not really me. I'm more the Batman.
Like he is Batman. Like the whole Bruce Wayne persona, that's just an act. Like that's part of his. That's his costume. That's his costume. A lot of people say that Batman is his costume and his mask. Like that's completely the opposite.
No, Bruce Wayne is.
And I mentioned this before. Like Kevin Conroy even laid out a great point of why Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is who he is. Like that's his clothes.
Up.
even in this watch party environment, like I'm still like super invested in this movie. It's crazy.
The Commissioner Loeb had such a bigger role in Batman Begins, and in here it's like he's just kind of there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a cameo role instead of a supporting role.
I think
like he's there and then he gets killed off.
I think it adds to the shock of him being one of the targets.
That makes sense.
He's there for what he needs to, and you think he's gonna have a bigger role, and then nope, boom.
Yeah, and it shows you that they're not messing around. It sets the tone that no one is safe.
Exactly.
That was the idea of that scene in the movie, and why that Commissioner Loeb didn't have as much screen time that he did in the first movie.
Yeah.
She is ready to marry Harvey Dent after 6 months of dating. That's kind of odd.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't rush into those things, Rachel.
You only went out with him for 2 weeks.
Well, I mean,
no, that was a joke. That was a quoting from the Orange County movie. That was part of my quote.
Oh gosh.
I'm just making a joke about that.
Or if you want to go Disney territory, quote Elsa. You can't marry a man you just met.
That day?
Don't drink. Oh, no.
He's drinking acid.
Oh, God.
God, imagine drinking acid, like, melting your throat. Gives him the sleeper hold.
That would be nasty.
Where's she going? Up.
Up. Boom. Ooh.
Yeah, the cops were in on it. Like, they didn't even blink.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see.
Yeah, there's a lot of corrupt cops in this city.
Yeah, they're the one that rigged the explosives in her car.
Yeah.
Oh, there's this jerk face.
Words.
What? And he's doing all that while eating a roast.
He's just eating, does not care. He has no shame.
There's nothing in there. There's like a champagne bias around here. Oh.
Get out of here. I'm Batman.
Oh, you don't know. These random people just
just getting it on.
There you go.
Oh, that went over my head.
I've got a panic room.
I got a panic room. Fuck you. Oh yeah, he's actually supposed to be. He's actually a real senator in real life.
Oh yeah, I saw like a news story on this. He was
actually in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, and he also cameoed in Batman and Robin as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think he cameoed in one of the cartoons.
Probably.
But he's like a really big Batman fan.
Well, that explains like he likes the cameo in those movies and shows.
Yeah. Yeah, another Star story. I bet the Joker
second change in his origin story.
Yeah. I guess the Joker goes up to different people and does he probably had like 100 of these stories probably.
Oh, he probably has millions of stories that he likes to use to like intimidate his victims.
Yeah.
Is he crazy or is he crazy like a fox?
Yeah, it seems like this that pretty much solidifies that Heath Ledger is still my favorite Joker.
Yeah.
Now I'm always
No, I'm
smiling.
always
A little fighting you. I like that.
And you're gonna love me.
Me.
And you're gonna love me
Because I'm Batman.
because I'm Batman. Where are the other trucks going?
Where's the trigger?
Where's the trigger?
You wouldn't give it to an ordinary citizen.
Do I look like a cop? Drop the gun.
Have the gun.
Very poor choice of words. Yeah, you gotta love that delivery. Every time that a hero says "let the person go," he's like, "What do you mean? Let her go? Like, okay, drop them,
Ask and you shall receive.
and you
Bump
shall
away.
exactly." Very poor choice of words.
This is probably the most like oh come on moment of the movie. Like
Yeah.
It's like you couldn't
Yeah,
use a
it's-
grappling hook or some grapple gun to sling or something. It's like, no, let's just free fall down the fucking like 10-story building.
Yeah, they
there's no
somehow
way they're
survived
walking
that
that
with-
off. At least
those-
not
No,
those
you're not walking it
scratches,
off. Like, I don't care if you're super text you. There's no way in hell that you would be able to get up.
That's the closest the Dark Knight got to a Fast and Furious movie.
I guess that movie. I guess now it's becoming ahead of its time. There you go.
we don't talk about those movies in this house.
It's all about the family.
I don't just protect Rachel. She may be my
I don't got
ex-lover,
friends. I got
but
family.
she's my family.
I don't got friends. I got family.
Because I'm Batman.
Oh, this scene is so good. It just really shows you that he's trying to tell him who he really is and what he's trying to accomplish. Like, he's not trying to accomplish anything. He just wants to see the whole world burn. Like, he wants to show you that even in the society that we think we're all safe and secure, look what happens when we take it all away.
With precious
Like,
stone.
he's an anarchist and he brings
That's right.
chaos. Everything to him is a sport.
Someday, we're going to watch the world burn.
Some men just want to watch the world burn. Yeah, Alfred knew who Joker really is.
Yeah.
No one seems to realize that this was shot on green screen. It looks so freaking realistic on that background.
That's
bought
a
it.
green, that's a green
I bought
screen.
it too.
I was like,
I thought
what?
I thought he
And I
was
watched
actually
behind the
up
scenes.
there
I was
the
like,
whole
what the
time.
hell? It was shot on green
What?
screen?
That was
No
a
one
green-
nailed it.
Wow.
He actually,
Oh,
it was actually a
man.
green screen that was done well, and it didn't make you not notice the difference.
It don't even look fake. It doesn't look like half of the Flash movie, which still looked unfinished half the time.
What are the chances on this police force having officers last named Harvey and Dent?
Well,
That
it's
was-
gonna be
that-
super. Well, it's super easy. Barely inconvenience.
That was that's a strange coincidence there.
Fingerprints.
How did the Joker come up with these plans?
Exactly. That's a
I'm gonna
good
look into
question.
the
Like, he
police
manages to play out perfectly. Like, he just knows what the hell he's doing.
Okay, there's a cop named Harvey, and there's a cop named Dent.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Why don't you
so
kill those
easy.
two people and let Batman here? Like, he's really got some friends in high places. Just makes them an offer that they can't refuse. Or blackmail or intimidation.
Oh, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. All the sound has to be loud.
Oh, the sound has to be loud. I'm sure you didn't make it loud enough, sir. Oh, I love him in Austin Powers Goldmember, playing the dad and the Dutch. I always wanted him to say that. Just say that line, in the Dutch. Oh, this scene is hilarious.
It's
This is
amazing.
where Norman Reedus finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and getting him all dirt on him and try to blackmail him, and then and Lucius just completely pulls a 180 on him. It's like, he spends his night at criminals speeding into a pub with his bare hands, and your plan is to blackmail this person. And that's when he just shits his pants.
Why only 10?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
Why not
If
100?
I wanted to expose Batman, I would have asked for more than that. Like
I mean, $1 billion. A trillion's more than a billion, numbnuts.
I love his response.
Oh, this scene is priceless. The look on his face is priceless.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Because my name is Morgan Freeman.
I just miss my friend. And
I just miss my friend.
You either get busy living or get busy dying.
The dawn of the 50s. I managed to smuggle in for him beloved Rita.
I managed to smuggle
Raquel Welch.
And I'm betting that they took from the villain Joker, the idea of the villain was probably from the David Fincher 7 that was played by Kevin Spacey, the one who orchestrated this whole killing and mystery, leaving clues that he wants to bring chaos too.
I can totally see that being an influence.
Yeah, that was totally influenced by David Fincher 7. Just like with the Batman, just like Matt Reeves' Batman with Riddler. It was pretty much like that.
Riddler, yeah.
Oh, there's Anthony Michael Hall. There's the guy.
I never knew he was in this movie, honestly.
I know. I didn't even recognize him because I didn't know what he looked like as an adult because I only knew him when he was a child star on John Hughes movies.
Yeah, I only know him for 16 Candles and the
Breakfast Club and
National
Weird Science.
Vacation, Weird Science. He was the bully in Edward Scissorhands.
This is where he's not wearing a bat suit in broad daylight.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know how to ignite as a Batman. I have to improvise.
I've been to Chicago. I have no idea how Nolan was able to get an entire city block of Chicago. All right, we're gonna block this off and we're gonna shoot this.
And also, they didn't have to worry about the scenes getting leaked online because once they shoot it in public, we have smartphones to be able to leak the whole thing online when they're shooting in public places. But back then, it was not a thing. I mean, sure, they had a camera phone, but it was in a crappy low resolution.
Yeah, I kind of miss the days when people didn't leak everything online.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. I hate when things get leaked. It's never going away.
You're not putting the toothpaste back in that tube.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why do you think that most studios now, when they film movies, they don't shoot it in the soundstage or shoot it on green screens? Because they don't want the public seeing what they're doing. It's hard for them to shoot practical locations these days.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
What happened? Wow, he must have really had them crap their plans. Aren't they supposed to be Marines?
Yeah.
or cops. Maybe. Oh yeah, they're supposed to be cops.
Yeah,
Wait,
they're supposed to be cops.
Yeah, those are cops. If it
Yeah.
I keep getting it mixed up. Yeah, they're supposed to be cops, of course, doing the shootout thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, this is the point. This is the point of the movie where we see Joker's without his makeup on for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Like you have to
For,
pause the movie to get a good look.
Oh,
There it is, right there.
Yep. I saw it.
blink and you miss it.
Oh, this is the win, Gordon. This is the fake out death scene.
Oh, it was done
Where
well
I've seen
because I
them
thought
do-
It was
I thought
not
they
well.
were
I
gonna
almost
kill him
believed
all in
that
this
that
movie.
Gordon was dead.
I
I almost believed
I
it.
believed it when I first saw it.
I was like, is he actually
oh,
dead? Is he faking it? He can't be dead. No.
Oh, fun fact. The guy they imprison here is also
Yep.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah,
in
he's
the
Polka Dot
Suicide
Man in
Squad.
James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and he was in
Yeah.
Ant-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's where I know him from. I was trying to think like where I saw this guy from. Sure enough.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of comic book roles. But he was fantastic as Polka Dot Man, a character that we never thought it would actually work in the movie, but it did. And James Gunn just made it work. It's your mom!
Yeah, this little scene is rough.
Oh, yeah.
Half of you guys are corrupt. Like, why do you think he would?
He trusts no one.
Then why invite her, Maroney? Some smooth brain thinking right there.
She's just a fling.
Oh, this is probably where John Wick got half its action scenes from.
Oh, yeah, the nightclub scene.
Yeah.
I kind of like the nightclub scene more for the Batman, that Robert Pattinson just beat the crap out of those things to find the Penguin. That scene was like fucking top tier right there.
Easy, sweetheart.
Easy, sweetheart. But the best, I'm gonna have to say this: the best Batman fight scene in any Batman movie is definitely in BVS in the warehouse. Like, you could not top any fight scenes like that. How well it was crafted, very brutal, the baddest Batman of them all.
I would definitely agree with that. As
Like,
much
he
as
just
I love this
destroys them
movie,
without even thinking twice.
That scene is amazing.
Like, goddamn, like Zack Snyder did that. It's like, I'm going to show you what Batman can do. Coming from the Arkham style. Oh, man.
Oh, this scene is great.
Oh, he was probably close to crossing that line.
Oh, he was about to.
He was close.
Yeah.
Until Batman had to interfere.
This is the first time he was starting to snap. You start to see the signs.
I want the Joker. I want the Joker. This scene was so intense. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this because you just dropped him from a 3-story building. What if he fell the wrong way and he could have died?
Oh.
I mean, you were lucky enough that he broke his ankle.
And you hear the bones crack too.
Yeah. Where is he? Because what if he fell the wrong way? He could have broken it. He could have splat in the ground. It's like, we're going to straight up murder him?
Batman kind of crosses the line. I think this Batman had the no-kill rule.
Don't grow a conscience now, Maroney. You haven't earned it.
You're a dick.
Nope, there's the gun.
Yep. Here's the coin.
There's the coin.
Considering what we know about the coin, do you think that he was always gonna like do away with him?
I think he's trying to play. I think he's trying to bluff because there's two heads in that coin.
Yeah.
And he's trying to scare him to death and make him talk.
Speaking of the Batman 2, the Matt Reeves one, considering that Gotham is now underwater, I feel like that's the perfect time to bring back Mr. Freeze. I mean,
Oh,
right?
yeah, dude. That would make
agree.
perfect sense to have Mr. Freeze in part 2.
I'd rather have Mr. Freeze than have another Joker.
I mean, I think the Joker is not going to be in the part 2. I think they'll set him up to be like the main baddie in the last third installment because Matt Reeves is trying to do a trilogy, and I think it would make sense just to have him in part 3 as like the final villain. Because it looks like they're trying. It feels like they're trying to play off a setup like Thanos style, like they did in the MCU. That's my guess. I could be wrong.
Also, Barry Keoghan is busy with MCU related stuff at the minute, so
I mean, we don't even know what they're doing right now with the MCU. It's just the plan's just whatever at this point. And with the actors and writers strike now, we don't know how long that's going to get resolved.
yeah.
We forget that sometimes. I mean, they were like in midpoint of shooting Deadpool 3 until they had the whole production already.
And they can't do it
Yeah.
now.
They can't do it. But once
now.
that actor
The
strike
actors
comes,
on
they
strike.
actors cannot go to the press junket, they can't go to the premiere, and they can't work. So they're going to be out of the job.
Yeah, the actors, they couldn't even go to the Oppenheimer premiere because of the strike. It was all no one.
Well, they were lucky enough to go to certain premieres before the strike took place.
He did, and well, it didn't work out.
Yeah. Cheater.
Oh,
You know what this reminds me? Mary Jane. Remember the Sam Raimi where he just cheats on her boyfriends?
Yeah.
what's Harvey Dent gonna say?
And it's hard for Bruce Wayne to have a normal life since now once he's Batman, he's always going to be Batman.
Yeah.
We all have our cross to bear, and that was his cross.
Yeah. Especially with the Flash movie with Michael Keaton's Batman, like even though Gotham's now the safest city in the world, but then what does he get in return? He's all alone. He has no one now. He doesn't have a life. He's just living in the mansion all by himself. And Barry was the only person that really brought him back to giving him more of a purpose. Oh, the scene, like, you had to say, I told you so. I did bloody tell you. I want to tell him the whole thing was your idea. Oh, and Tom, 3D Movie Cinema brought up in the comment section says, what if, imagine a movie would be different if Tommy Wiseau was the Joker and not Heath Ledger.
Well, that footage does exist.
It does exist. It does exist. I would start dying.
I was like, in that case, it'd be like,
You want to know how I got
I
these
hit
scars?
her.
I hit her. You want to imagine how I
her.
got these scars?
How did I get these scars, Lisa?
How did I get these scars?
Oh.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
hi,
Batman.
Mark.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
Batman.
hi, Batman. Or Batman would be Mark in this movie.
That was so great. That would be priceless. That would be Peak cinema right there.
This is like the coldest move. Like,
Oh, the way that he did, the way that
I
he
am
was
the
about to
Batman.
turn himself in, and then fucking Harvey Dent just pulled a 180 and said, "Nope, I'm the Batman."
Yeah.
He's gonna use himself as bait to get to the Joker so that the Batman can take him down. That was that one. Bruce Wayne did not know that was coming. Like, wait, what the hell?
He was like, "What? I was ready to do it."
But it was kind of interesting that Harvey Dent is willing to not give up on Batman. That he is more important to Gotham and not just Dent.
Whereas Bruce Wayne thinks Harvey's the better
Yeah.
candidate.
He thought that was his golden ticket way out as Batman.
Yeah.
it was Harvey's choice.
It's like, why are you getting mad at Alfred? Don't get mad at Bruce. Get mad at Dent. He's the one who made that choice on his own. Dummy. Rachel.
We're getting there.
Oh,
Rachel!
there was a meme in BVS when Bruce Wayne sees the building go down and Jack and his worker Jack gets killed, but then they show a screenshot of his face yelling, and then they slap the name Rachel. I was dying. I was like, that was a perfect meme. That'll shut you up.
Even though I kissed my ex a day ago.
I'm not. Two heads. And I think this scene was practical too.
Dude, this scene.
Man.
It's crazy how this scene was so done practically, how they were able to craft the chase scene with the Bat Pod.
Oh, and this little moment here is like,
Oh,
you need to wait in line like everyone else, pal.
Oh my god, dude.
This random trucker.
And he just blows that cop away. Didn't even hesitate.
It's a fire truck on fire. It's called irony.
It's
No.
common sense. God, these cops are so dumb.
To quote Admiral Akbar, it's a trap!
That's a trap! You damn right it's a trap.
I've heard
Yeah, I
some
don't
people that complain that like Gotham's just basically Chicago. I'm like, the trilogy's based in a kind of reality, so
Well, yeah, because this movie was filmed in Chicago. So, yeah, no shit.
Well,
I don't know what the problem
except in
I mean,
Dark Knight
I think that
Rises.
just because in general with the Gotham creation, it was more like New York. It was kind of like more of New York instead of Chicago. Or maybe
Yeah,
Metropolis. I could be wrong on that one, or it could be the opposite of that.
and then
Yeah, they wanted to make it more like a real life city in real time, like you mentioned before.
Yes.
Because it wasn't like that in Batman Begins. It didn't look like it was made. That city was made in our time. Like that was a CGI like city that in that scope of it, it looks a little bit more grittier and dirty.
But this movie he shot on location. But then in Rises, I think they moved
And
to
they definitely
Philadelphia, I
they
think.
shot in Chicago too with Man of Steel and BBS. They definitely shot in that location.
Yeah.
famous last words. Here comes the RPG.
Is that a bazooka?
Bazooka.
Is that a bazooka? Really, Captain Obvious? I didn't sign up for this.
Yes, you did. You're
Yes, you did.
squawk.
What the hell are you talking about? Of course you signed up for this.
Stop whining.
Stop whining. You're not gonna have your mummies rub your tushies. There is no bathroom.
Oh,
Oh,
So good.
I'm pretty sure the guy's dead. Did he just murder that guy?
pretty
It don't
much.
look like he's coming back from that.
He's not
Whatever
walking
happened-
that off.
Whatever happened to no cuts,
He
no
went to
kill.
no. He went to sleep. It's a special place, like me.
I'm sure he's flooring it. Stop complaining.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people can. Nobody complained when Batman practically killed someone in the movie, especially with the Tim Burton's Batman movie, the first two. Like he murdered a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
People seem to overlook that.
But when Ben Affleck killed a bunch of bad
It's like
guys,
he-
and Batman
I know,
versus Superman
He only
is
ki-
a
like he
drama.
only if yeah if he only did it when he had to do it, when he had to come down to it, and when he's about to get blown away and he's gonna have to kill someone, he's gonna have to at that point in the moment.
You do what you got to do.
Like you're dealing
Yeah.
with real life shit.
Yeah, I never got into that criticism at all.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because people are just so used to the
Some days
idea
it's
that
like-
our DC heroes, they have a rule of not killing, especially Superman, and they wanted to have that idea in their head that superheroes don't kill people. I mean, and even the Avengers, they murder people too in those movies. They
Yeah.
murdered a lot of people.
Yeah,
They don't
think
have
it's
that no killing
Sokovia.
rule.
Sure, there was a body count in Sokovia.
Did you
Oh,
see?
yeah.
Did you ever see that YouTube video where the Batman did? There's a kill count video in the Batman movies. The kill count. That was great.
Oh. Hey guys,
Oh.
what do you like better, the tumbler or the bat pod?
Oh damn, it's different. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like riding bikes or something. Like I'm a sucker for bikes. Probably the Batpod. It's just more badass that way.
I
Yeah.
can't decide which one I like.
I mean,
better, but
I
they're
love when he's
awesome.
driving the Batmobile, and it's kind of unfortunate that we don't see him ride that again after this.
And that bat pod's pretty dope. It looks hard to ride though.
Yeah, that must have taken a lot of practice to ride the Batpod.
Yeah. Oh, don't open your doors, anyone.
Nope. That's going to cost a lot of car insurance on people that every time their cars and vehicles get wrecked. The insurers better cover that shit.
These kids, I love it. Ooh.
He's blowing up every vehicle.
Hopefully nobody was in those cars.
You better hope. Yeah, you better observe that no one's in that vehicle.
Who?
Just imagine someone being in that vehicle and then you get blown up and Batman just blows you up accidentally.
Hey,
This cop is just killing me.
compliment
That's
the
not
fact
good.
That was a
The
real
guy was he
helicopter
was
that they
saying so
crashed
much
this movie.
obvious stuff. Like, are you in Star Wars now that's saying a bunch of obvious things that's going on? No shit. I bet Tom Cruise. Imagine Tom Cruise just saying it in the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. No shit. Oh my god, what a great fucking scene right there.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
Going through the mall and the parking ramp.
I'm sure that dumpster had a family.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure a homeless guy's in that dumpster, like living into it. They made a movie about it, like the repercussion. You killed a homeless man. I'm gonna get my revenge. You killed my brother.
Oh,
this stunt here blows me away out of every.
That is so insane.
What they do with this truck.
he missed.
Just wrap
he
them
didn't.
around in a
Just
cable.
watch. Just look at this. Ooh.
That
whole
scene
thing
was that
split.
scene was in the trailer.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. Here's the scene where the Joker just comes out of the car with his machine gun and just ready to get run over. He didn't care. Like he's ready to die. Like, come on, do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of influence from the Tim Burton Batman movie, where the Batman just comes into the bat plane and tries to run over the Joker. It's like, come on, you little son of a bitch. Hit me, hit me.
Oh,
Hit me.
oh,
He was so disappointed. He was playing a game of chicken.
oh. Oh, and then, please give me a minute. Yeah, no. He's alive.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, and of course he's going away with Ramirez. We should have seen this one coming, and Wirtz.
No, we should have seen that coming the moment she had the look on her face. Like, that was a little suspicious right there. Like,
Very
I completely overlooked that scene when I first saw it. I was like, oh, and then looking back on it, like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, when rewatching it, like, oh yeah, she was in on this plan. Because when you first watch it, you wouldn't notice that. You just overlook it.
You always gotta pay attention,
Oh yeah.
because then you'll know the outcome.
Or it's like the paraphrase a line in another Christopher Nolan movie in The Prestige. You know, you don't pay attention to this stuff, and you like to be fooled.
It's just sitting there.
Like, he was looking forward to it. Like, he was not shocked. Wow, it's surprised they don't have any background on him. He must have erased his background like from the face of the earth, and no one could be able to get anything on him.
Must have visited the Hoover shop vac guy from Breaking Bad.
Probably. Yeah, he probably visited that dude.
Meme status.
Yeah, you always got to look out for that, because if he doesn't look like he was surprised to be caught, he didn't look that disappointed.
And foreshadowing.
My insides hurt.
Let's put a pin in that for a minute.
Yeah, I don't even want to know how the Joker implanted a bomb inside the guy's stomach. I'm sure that would have been like an R-rated scene right there.
You actually saved him in Batman Begins, Gordon. So
yeah,
you actually drove the tumbler. So Gordon is just as cool as Batman in this.
He took down the train track.
Yeah, he drove the tumbler.
So yeah, this is the second time he saved his life. It's 2 Yomi Jr. Oh, the interrogation scene.
This is probably my favorite interrogation.
Yeah, and then when he said that Harvey Dent never made it home, like, oh shit, there's a reason why he's being called in. I was right here.
And to think that like Christian Bale was actually beating Heath Ledger up when we get to the point.
Did he actually beat him up?
He really did beat him up.
So he really took it like a champ.
Heath Ledger went all method in this movie.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Like, he's like, "Go ahead, beat the crap out of me. Go to town." Oh, do you ever watch that skit for that Batman scene in the interrogation where he just gets the wrong Joker and it turns out it was the party clown? That was perfect. It's like, ow, it's all fuzzy. Ow, what the hell? the good cop, bad cop routine.
Not
Not
exactly.
exactly.
What is it? Bad cop, bad cop,
Bad
Or
cop,
is it?
worse.
worst
Or is
cop.
it good cop? Or is it good cop, bad cop?
Hello. Oh,
Oh, hurts just looking at it.
head. It's fuzzy.
You
want
want
to
to
know
know where I am?
It's-
Like, this is one of those scenes where he doesn't fight the villain. Like, there's no fist fights, but the best part is having the conversation.
Yeah, the conversation is what makes this intense and drives the story along.
That's true.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You
You know what I
complete
feel,
me.
you?
You had me at hello.
Go back there. Leave me out, Bob. No.
You had me at hello.
Complete me.
You complete me.
You're not.
I always think of Lego Batman movie when Lego Batman's watching.
Yeah, the
Jerry
Lego
Maguire,
Batman
and
movie.
Tom Cruise does
They make fun of the Jerry
"You
Maguire
complete
scene.
me, you complete me," and Lego Batman's laughing his head off at that.
You had me at shut up. Yeah, because they like to poke fun of that. that he got it from Tom Cruise's Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
These civilized people that eat each other, which would come true in The Dark Knight Rises.
That's true.
Curve.
I have one rule.
View.
He just likes to lick his lips a lot.
That was purpose, but he did
yeah.
that on purpose.
Yeah. He's pushing his buttons on purpose. He doesn't care. It's like, hey, go ahead, kill me. You're not going to get anything on me.
Oh,
shoot. Oh.
I don't know who was the genius that came up with the address 250 52nd Street.
He gave him the wrong address.
I know that. I know he gave him the wrong address, but 50-50.
Rachel's death when we get there, it's just, it sucks, really.
Yeah. Our hearts stopped when Rachel got blown into hell.
And when we get there, just, it's nothing like poetic or anything. She's just like,
Nope, she did not get her last words. It just got cut off in midpoint, and boom, blown to hell. we were like, wow, they really went there.
Yeah, they did.
Like, this is not the point where the hero comes and saves the girl. You might want to keep away from those sharp objects from the Joker, because there's a lot of sharp objects in that glass that got shattered.
Yeah, I really like how they do the Two-Face origin story in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I think
this
do
is
it.
definitely the perfect origin.
I think doing it this way made it more tragic. Because we see throughout the movie how he was really trying to make a difference, and then the tragedy with Rachel was what drove him insane.
Oh, by the time you see him falling down in the oil, a bunch of oil, gasoline, or just in the side of his face, then you already know where this is going.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Damn.
Oh.
Jesus. Is that a phone? Damn, he got that cop good. That glass shattered. The shard glass.
Talking about the glass.
I mean, you should have moved him into a different facility where there's no sharp objects around.
Face down in a pool of gas, Rachel. It's not good.
I can't do shit. Rachel.
Oh. We've called about your car's extended ward. I'm sorry, I had to.
Your call has been forwarded, disconnected, and has expired.
There's so many cops in this movie that just state the obvious. Like, is that a phone?
Yeah, the cops are saying, like I said, they're saying obvious stuff. Like, what the hell? No shit. Is that a phone?
No, it's a Hot Pocket.
No, it's a walkie-talkie. Hot Pocket.
Oh, wrong address.
Wrong address, pal.
Rachel!
Why are you coming for me? Rachel!
Oh. Makes it even worse as you like see her hair like hit her face.
Yeah, you see the like the wind blowing and the fire comes around like boom, showing you like yeah, she's gonna be dead. She's dead. And I just could not believe that they actually went in that direction, because we were always seeing superhero characters whenever the girl gets like taken and she's the damsel in distress and they always come in and save the day. And like, nope, this is not that kind of movie.
No, not that. Not your father's superhero movie.
He wanted to get caught.
And Marvel took the idea, the influence from in the Avengers, where Loki allowed himself to get caught in the first movie.
Look at this freaking shot.
Oh, this shot, like he's just enjoying chaos.
There's the coin.
Yep. Burnt on one side and the other side clear.
You know, I have it somewhere in this office, but when I got the Blu-ray box set, it came with a replica coin. I love that thing, and
Oh,
I
you got
know
the replica?
not the actual replica, but it was
Oh,
like
yeah. I hear ya.
it was like a big old box, and it came with it.
Yeah,
I always loved the poster of the movie where Batman with the Batarang, Joker with the Joker card, and Harvey Dent with
that
the
teaser poster looked incredible. But the character poster was great. The Joker, Harvey Dent, the badge, and Joker's card, and then the bat ring.
She knew the risks, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you pushed him further. You expected there's not going to be any consequences. This is the first time he's ever dealt consequences.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally Empire Strikes Back. This is like an Empire Strikes Back level where the villain wins.
My mind literally just went to
Yeah,
Empire
pretty much.
Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back is usually the influence on a lot of these sequels.
Oh,
because it was that
absolutely.
good of a movie. Like you can say Empire Strikes Back inspired Dark Knight, it inspired X2, it inspired Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War. And a little bit of Civil War, too, because no
Yeah,
one
a
won
little
in
bit.
that movie.
Yeah.
The only winner in that was Zemo.
Yeah,
Still the
Zemo
best
won.
MCU movie, and you all know I'm right.
Especially in the scene where he's in the cage, it is like, did I? Like, how does it feel to fail spectacularly? Like, did I?
Yeah.
Did I fail?
Oh, and this, where Harvey screams and you don't hear him, but you just see him.
That was so reminiscent to the Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, where Sirius Black gets killed off, and you don't hear Harry scream in the top of his lungs. It was just in silent mode, and same thing with The Godfather Part 3 with Al Pacino and the third act.
A credible source.
Oh, this is when Norman Reedus is trying to expose Bruce Wayne as Batman.
Yeah, Norman Reedus, the most frustrating character of the whole movie.
Matt, it's actually Coleman, like the Lantern.
Oh, Coleman Reedus. Oh, why am I saying? I keep getting Coleman Reedus. Why do I say Norman? I'm like, why do I say that?
That's me. Maybe you were thinking Norman Reedus.
Yeah. Oh, this scene right here. Sorry. I always do a meme response in that screen record that one scene, just saying "Sorry." It's part of the joke.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Oh, I was a second.
Two-Face.
Harvey Two-Face.
Now for Two-Face, was this makeup or was this CGI?
Oh, dude, that was CGI.
It was
really
done
CGI,
well. Even with it being CGI, it's still pretty good.
It's the best looking CGI we ever seen in a lot of movies. Because at first, like for years, I thought it was done like makeup, but apparently it wasn't.
It looks like it was makeup.
I know, that's crazy.
The practical guy, but that's some good CGI. It looks better than half the
A little,
CGI
a
in the
little
comic
later,
movies this
a little
year.
later in the movie, when Dent kills Wirtz in the bar, he takes the shot of whiskey and he has to like wipe away some of the liquid from his mouth.
Yeah, and you see the liquid going down his throat too when he was drinking the whiskey.
Oh, Maroney has a heart now.
Oh, you grew a conscience. How noble of you. Oh, this is where he burns all the money. A pile of mountain of money. He does not care. He never cared about the money.
He burns all the money and the loud.
He just throws it at his face.
Dynamite, gunpowder, and gasoline.
Gasoline.
I mean,
Okay, now looking at him, that does look like Anthony Michael all grown up. Now that you brought it up.
I'm only burning my half.
All you care about is money.
And it's subsequently going to burn the whole thing.
And it burns the Lau on top of it.
Yeah.
Lau was the cherry on the cake.
You didn't even hear him scream. You never hear him screaming in the background when he gets burned alive. Never look for a fleek. Our dogs are hungry.
So how big of a death count do you think this movie actually has with all these off-screen deaths?
Oh, damn.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bunch, yeah.
Yeah, I can read minds, and this guy's saying, "What have I done?"
That's when he knew he really effed up. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Lamborghini, then.
Lamborghini, then.
Much more so.
In
the middle of the day offering, not very subtle.
And it's dark gray.
I only drive black, but sometimes pretty dark gray.
I like dark gray. I like driving with the Lamborghini.
What do you think? Yeah.
No, duh.
See?
Why are you taking them out the front? Take them out the back. You don't take him out the front in public where people be around and anyone could gun him down.
Yeah, the Gotham City police isn't really that smart in this movie.
They're not very bright. I mean, Jim Gordon is the only smart one.
Yeah. He's like the only one who's not corrupt, it seems like.
Yeah, he's the one cop that is not corrupted. Oh, man. Here, the hospital scene.
Oh, there's Berg.
Oh, the way he locked and load like that. That's when you knew. That's when you knew that that's Berg. Yeah, Batman exchanging text message. I like exchanging text
Nope.
message. Watch out.
Oh,
Oh yeah, wearing the nurse outfit. That's crazy. Like that's. I think that they took that from the animated series from Batman.
Yeah. No, he's not.
And people like to complain that Batman likes to exchange emails to Diana when he's just exchanged text messages to Gordon.
There you go.
yeah. All the either the double standard or the hypocrisy from some fans.
Hi.
Those teeth, you got to expect he's like done some like Heisenberg like stuff.
Oh yeah, he's probably done a lot. Same.
Still,
Or is it connected to Breaking Bad? Is it a plot twist? Say my name.
it's still better than the grills that Jared Leto had. In
Yeah,
2016.
I don't know. I think the
That's
grill.
fine.
No, from what I've heard, that the grills was a choice because the why he's wearing the grills is because Batman like broke every bit of his teeth when he killed Dick Grayson, like off screen. From what according to Zack Snyder, and that's why he's wearing those metal teeth in his grills. Like that was just something that he had to wear because he broke every teeth. 'Cause he beat the living crap out of him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because we all wish that they would explain it on camera, but Zack Snyder was able to explain it off screen. But then, to be fair, like Joker was completely underutilized in Suicide Squad. They completely did him dirty.
Yeah, he should have had a lot more screen time.
He had a lot. He had a lot more. He had a lot of screen time in the Ayer cut that was never shown.
Yeah. I think he had more. I feel like he had slightly more screen time in the Snyder cut than in
Oh
the
yeah. Oh, he
Suicide
did.
Squad.
Oh, it was just mostly the pickup shots, the additional photography that they did in the nightmare scene.
Yeah.
You had plans.
Look where that got you. You little smartass.
Oh, hi, Brett Favre.
Oh, hi, Brett. Oh, hi, Fav.
Kind of looked like Brett Favre to me for some reason.
Why are you so fucking strong? Well, he's not wrong. It's all part of the plan. Oh, he was ready. He did not care. He was gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because either way, the Joker would win.
Yeah, she's the one manipulating Harvey Dent to do this.
Absolutely. He manipulated him. And either way, even if the coin went the other way, he didn't care. Because Harvey then kills him, Joker wins. It proves the point that he's not all good. That he's just as dirty as everybody else. That was the whole point of creating chaos and exploiting society for what they really are.
Give me that. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
damn.
Rest in peace to the Lamborghini.
I'm surprised he's not dead.
Oh, hello.
He's like, oh,
You
hello.
can thank me later.
You're welcome.
You don't
Give
have
him
to
that
collect
face.
me
Give him
anymore.
like
I
that right
saved
there.
your
That
life.
look right there. He gave him that looks like you're welcome. You owe me one. Now you can keep your mouth shut.
Oh,
Oh
this
man,
this
this
part is
explosion.
awesome
Oh
because
my god, they done it
this
so practical and blowing up the hospital building.
and the part where
Yeah.
he's like doing that, the explosion legit didn't happen right away, and so this was improv where
Oh, that
Joker's
was.
just like,
Oh yeah, that was improv. Like he just like what the hell? It's not working. Just a total delay.
like it didn't happen right away, so he's like,
Like what?
that wasn't like.
That wasn't in the script.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
That was perfect.
yeah, I think I had read this. The building that they used was actually they were gonna blow up anyway. So Chicago's like, okay, Nolan, you can have it. You can blow it up in the
Yeah,
movie.
like they couldn't do it again. They could not blow up that building again. That was a one take thing.
it was do it right once and once only.
Even if it gets delayed, it's still going to be that we got the shot. It's in the movie. Like, there's no way that they were going to do that again.
Yeah.
We need the National Guard.
You think?
Up.
We're going to need
Speaking
a
of,
National Guard. Oh, he took the news anchor, dude.
there's the big sonar wall.
Oh, yeah. Where now he's able to plant everything else in Gotham.
Sure, it is.
It's like, oh, I don't give a shit.
I'm the worst cop here.
He's the corrupt cop.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. I didn't know what they could do to you.
Nice knowing you.
See ya. Beautiful, isn't it?
You.
Really, Lucius? You're gonna doubt him at this point? I mean, you pretty much helped him broke a lot of laws. I
Yeah.
was like, really? You're worried about that?
But spying on the entirety of Gotham draws the line.
I guess.
Lucius has standards, lest we forget.
Hmm. But it's kind of weird that he had to still do the Batman voice in front of Lucius, even though he knows that's Bruce Wayne, and he still does
Yeah.
the voice. Really? You really need to do that?
Force of
Because
habit.
I'm Batman.
It's a
I'm
force of
wearing a
habit.
suit. I'm
I'm
wearing
wearing
a suit. I
I'm
gotta talk
Batman.
like Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
I don't care if you know who I really am. I just love talking like this. Because I'm Batman.
I just like to talk like this. Oh yeah, if you paid attention close enough when you see the shot of Harvey Dent grabbing that guy and knocking him unconscious when he's sneaking into the back seat of the car. Like it happened for quick.
You helped him, dude. That was you. Oh,
He's not.
your driver.
Ooh.
Oh, how are you not dead already? You have no airbag in the back seat, dude. There's no airbag in the back seat, and yet you're still
You know what
standing.
you know what they say? The seatbelt save lives.
Seatbelt saves lives. Does it though?
SSL.
Does it though?
That's what they teach you in high school.
We all know that they're bullshit. That's just to help you from flying out of the car.
That's the Batman movie with two boats.
Rest in peace to Tom Tiny Lister.
Oh yeah.
He was Debo in Friday.
Yep, he was Debo on Friday. He was the president in The Fifth Element.
Oh,
Yes, he was.
Yep.
all right.
That's my bike, punk.
It's not your bomb, it's theirs.
Yeah, one of them's gonna blow each other up.
West. Know how unstable these civilians are. I would have been surprised if one of them just like, give me that.
Yeah, this is the scene that really bothered me because I don't buy that they wouldn't hesitate to blow the other boat up. I mean, you got family and kids involved. You think they were going to sit there and let that not do anything? They would have blown the hell out of that boat. They wouldn't think twice about it.
Yeah, we saw that one guy try to shoot the Reese guy a few scenes ago. One civilian.
Yeah, the prison dude, even he would not try to blow up a civilian.
Yeah. Now the prison dude realized, oh, we made our choices. We can let them do theirs.
Well, we never see her again in the trilogy, so maybe not.
Yep, we never see her
Maybe,
again after the second
maybe,
film. She
maybe he
probably
not.
would not
Maybe
become a cop anymore.
maybe he knocked her out and gave her amnesia. I don't know.
Or maybe they just have her resigned since now they found out that what she did. She
Maybe.
got Rachel killed. That's my speculation.
Oh yeah, because you see in the Dark Knight Rises, they were trying to cover up Harvey Dent's actions, and so they built like a whole policy based on a lie. And so maybe they were trying to get rid of all the corruption based on Harvey Dent's name. So maybe that happened to the female cop.
Yeah, the civilian's gonna choose to blow them up. That's more realistic. Like they would not fucking hesitate.
Oh, my family died. Click. Scariest possibility right there. Oh, too smooth. Oh,
That man's having to work overtime here.
it's pretty much always overtime for him.
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, we got more goo. Oh, no, he's not. Oh. Have fun getting them down, guys.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Gonna need the world's largest chairlift.
Bunch of Rottweilers.
Oh, that dog probably died. Just
I'm 90% sure he just killed that dog.
Peter's gonna go after his butt now. Even though they're bad dogs, it's still animal cruelty.
Damn, dude. At least put some fighting to the Joker. Damn. He's wailing your ass with a pipe.
so you're going to murder as a response. Jacob, you're the one that's going to be a pastor. Isn't there something about an eye for an eye making the world blind?
Yeah, that was a concept that was in the Old Testament, but that's not really something we go for now. Vengeance is the Lord's.
He just tosses out the window.
If I would have been that warden, I'm like, all right, parole, get out.
Yeah, the warden would yep, let's do it.
You've earned it.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. Tail's getting a little limber there.
Like Hans Zimmer's telling that violence, keep holding it out. Don't pass out while you're playing it.
That low key is such an underrated like Zimmer moment right there when it gets so high and then like levels off. Oh, that wasn't a part of the plan.
What were you trying to prove? You're alone. They wouldn't blow each other up, and even know that they are probably both are going to get blown to sky high.
Oh, thank God,
I
you
got these. Oh,
Yeah, but what happened with Tim Burton, Michael Keaton's Batman, he just let that Joker fall to his death.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Like, he straight up murdered him.
Well, that Joker killed his parents. He had more of a reason to.
That's
You know,
true. He killed Rachel. Yeah, this scene right there definitely is a payoff. Knowing that he knows that they're destined to do this forever. Like, yep, that's so accurate.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
That's
wasn't
what-
originally Harvey or Heath Ledger's
Oh.
Joker was going to be in Dark Knight Rises, but then after Heath Ledger died,
Yeah,
it forced Nolan to rework the third movie
that's true.
since he knew he couldn't recast him.
He was supposed to be the secondary villain in the third movie, and I believe that the Riddler was supposed to be the main villain. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, because I knew the Joker was going to be in the film originally.
Oh yeah, he was going to be in the film, but he was. I've heard that he was supposed to be the secondary villain, and that the Riddler was supposed to be the main villain. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah,
I mean, it would just be so like what the third movie would have been differently if it hadn't been for Heath Ledger's passing.
which I'm sure, which the movie we got is still great. I still think it's a good movie, but I can only envision a better movie of what it would have been if Heath Ledger was still around.
I mean, for me personally, I mean, it had some good stuff in The Dark Knight Rises, but it was just a major step down from the last movie. But that's just my opinion. I mean, there's some good stuff in it,
yeah,
and it gave Christian Bale's Batman and Bruce Wayne a closure at the end of the movie.
yeah.
Well, I mean-
I would say it's the weakest of the three, but I still think it's a great movie in its own right.
Dark Knight was so great that the next movie was like automatically going to be graded on a curve. Like you could only go down from that.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Return of the Jedi is considered the weakest of the original Star Wars trilogy, but it's still a good movie.
I mean, personally, for me, that I'm one of the people that thought Return of the Jedi is my second favorite of the trilogy, and my first number one is Empire. Because I thought that Return of the Jedi was more of the biggest payoff and big culmination, and I thought that was like the end of the Skywalker saga. It had a great end.
Yeah, that did have a great end.
I mean, even though the second Death Star was ridiculous, and yeah, people like to make fun of the Ewoks, even though I'm one of the people that love the Ewoks. But I thought that the biggest payoff of the story was Luke redeeming his own father, Vader, and trying to bring him back. And that was a great way to do that for the story.
Yeah, it's still a great movie.
Damn, he was willing to go that far.
Yeah.
I mean, a little kid. just to prove his point, just to get his little payback.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There was kind of an aura that these two kind of didn't like each other, like from the beginning, or they weren't like they
Yeah,
would get along but never really got along.
there was just more of a have a common entrance.
Kind of got the feeling that Gordon was merrily playing along with the Harvey Two-Face thing when he was in Internal Affairs.
Yeah, he was just playing ball.
Bulletproof, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Dummy. Why didn't you just go for the head?
That would have made more sense.
You should have gone for the head.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh yeah, he straight up murdered that guy, but he did it to protect the kid. Nobody complained about that.
they complained when Ben Affleck murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah, when he
And
blows
Brandon.
when he blows up a lot of random like goons.
I get the branding was a little too much, but
It was
just
just
blowing up a bunch
it
of
was
people.
for a reason where he was changing the rules because he's at the end of his career where he's just at the end of his ropes where he's not
Yeah.
like the early days of Batman who he was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I took it as Affleck's Batman was more like an older, grizzled Batman who's off the side of what he set out to do originally.
Yeah, he realized he's just fed up and he just wants to change the rules.
Yeah,
Like it wanted to show you, like, what if Batman did cross the line? What if he did gone that far?
yeah.
Because he lost a lot of people that he cared about in his life. He fought
Yeah.
a lot of wars.
So I take it you're real big on the Zack Snyder films.
Oh, dude, oh, absolutely. I mean, I know that BVS is not a perfect movie. I know I had some issues just as much as everybody else, but I still thought it was a better movie than what people were saying it is.
I couldn't agree more. I enjoy all three of those movies.
I mean, I love Man of Steel, masterpiece. Love Zack Snyder's Justice League, definitely a big step up from BVS.
And the Justice Cut.
Oh my god, fuck. We don't talk about that. It doesn't exist. Why?
Oh, well, I will say I'm happy it exists only for us to get a better cut.
Exactly. Hey, if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have got this cut of the movie. But we got to get credit to HBO Max for pushing it.
Yeah.
and as you can see, they're setting up in Dark Knight Rises where Bane
Yeah.
just tears it all down.
Yeah. But I don't really think they really left the door open, because this was more of like a definitive end, and it's not really a cliffhanger, if that makes any sense,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
just give us a definitive end, and it just leaves the door open whenever they want to come back to the new installment.
Yeah. 'Cause I think I had read
I dare
somewhere
you
no
accept
one.
this man's resignation? The resignation of the corrupt!
You nearly
I think I had read somewhere that Nolan didn't originally plan to do a third movie, but I think it was between fan excitement and the studio really wanting him to do another one.
Oh yeah, the studio was begging for him to come back to do one last movie, that it was going to be the big close off to the trilogy. Yeah, he did not want to come back to do the third one.
At the end of the day, I'm glad he did, but it's at the same time, the Dark Knight's at such a high bar, it made it impossibly hard to top it.
Yeah, it's like after the Dark Knight success, like how are you going to make it as good as the last one?
He made
I mean,
$1
he
billion
made his-
off $100 million budget. Studios
I mean,
pray
he
for
made
that.
his, he
Oh
made
no,
as
no,
good of a movie
I think it
you could
made
do
like
with it.
800 or 700 for the Dark Knight. Then it crossed $1 billion for the third one. Like they knew it was very successful. Got an Academy Award win for Heath Ledger. They know that they wanted to do this a third movie. Then several years later, he's been hanging up that cape for several years, so there was nobody hunting him.
Yeah.
There was, the gap. I think it was like a timeline wise. I think they said it was 8 years later.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
Dark Knight
8
Rises.
years after the second one, I believe.
Yeah. There we go.
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
The way that the end of that score and that ending of the film just gave me chills every time I watch it.
I know
Yeah.
the
Gotta love Hans Zimmer.
We can't overlook James Newton Howard. He's co-scored this movie with Hans Zimmer in Begins and Dark Knight. And then Hans Zimmer did the third one.
Well, that was The Dark Knight. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, I know this term might get thrown around quite a bit. I don't know if it is, but I tend to throw it around a bit. I think this movie, if it's not timeless already, I think it is on the way to being timeless.
Oh yeah, completely agree.
And I also know the word masterpiece can be abused a lot, but as far as Christopher Nolan movies go and comic book movies go, this movie is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I love this movie.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is a flawless film. It definitely holds up to today. It's not my favorite Batman movie. Matt Reeves' Batman is still my favorite, but it's definitely in the conversation to being one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. I mean, not only just one of the greatest movies in general, just a great movie as a whole.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is still 15 years later. This is my favorite comic book movie of all time. Even though I love the MCU and some of the other comic book movies we're getting nowadays, I think The Dark Knight just did something special. I love that it felt more like a real story compared to some of the other films, which rely more so on fantasy. And I think it just makes the stakes that much more higher to me compared to some of the other films. And I like how it's also thinking man's as well, where it relies on kind of like the fear and morality playing against the Joker's anarchy. And I think that's why I love the scene of the two boats, because it leaves you thinking like, what would I do in this situation?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the beauty thing about this movie is that it created a more human story instead of being more like fantastical, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, the realism of this movie is why I'm drawn to it.
Especially a lot of people were drawn to it. I can see why it would, because it's something that it would be so believable. We would believe that it can actually happen in real life.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. Well, it's really late. I want to. I think we should shut things down. But I want to thank Matt, Jacob. It was really fun to do this. I'd like to do it again sometime. I heard some
Yeah, for sure.
discussions maybe about BVS. I think that'd be fun.
If we do BVS, it has to be the ultimate cut.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yep.
That would be even longer than this one.
30 minutes longer.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But Matt, it's always a privilege. We should do it again sometime. Your link tree is in the description. I understand your Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning review is already up. Am I wrong?
Yes, it's definitely up right now. If you want to check out my non-spoiler review, it's up on my channel.
All right. Yep. That link tree is in the description. Jacob, it's always a privilege. Your link is also in the description. Do you have anything on your channel coming up?
Earlier today, I uploaded my collab review of Mission Impossible Fallout. I did that with Rashad G Reviews. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I'll be doing my next Reacting to Hot Takes live stream with Henry Mockingbird. We'll be reacting to a negative review of Glass Onion. That's going to be a fun discussion, I think.
It's Critical Drinker, Matt, so it's going to be real
Critical
interesting.
Drinker. We're
Yeah,
reacting to a
I
Critical
heard about
Drinker.
that guy.
Yeah, but like I said,
I've only seen one of his videos, and I was not really a fan. So I'm curious. I've heard most of his review of that movie is more so him bashing Ryan Johnson in The Last Jedi. That's like an excuse to bash that movie. So I'm prepared to have an interesting reaction, and obviously defensive Ryan
I mean,
Johnson.
there were
I think he's a brilliant
I've seen a
filmmaker.
few of his videos. There were some I agree with, but most of his videos were like it's just a bunch of nonsense.
he's got some good like things like non-Disney, non-Ryan Johnson videos.
Right.
Like he's got a good video on Event Horizon, which I really enjoyed, and I forget which other one. Falling Down, he did the Joel Schumacher one. I thought that one was good too. So I don't write off the guy. I just think that a lot of his takes are just too inflammatory for me. But you know, he has his moments. I will say that. But Matt's links are in the description. Jacob's links in the description. Go subscribe to both of them. Matt's almost at 50 subscribers. Let's get him to 50 if he's not at 50 already.
Oh, I'm at 50 right now. So luckily, yeah, I just hope I get up a little bit more. I mean, I would really appreciate the support because I'm going to keep on doing more movie reviews.
Yeah, and I will definitely be sharing those to run those numbers up. But I want to thank you all for watching. If you watched along with us, for Jacob Martin, for Matt, I almost called you Matt Ryan. For Jacob Martin, it's late. For Jacob Martin, for Matt Wyatt, my name is Ryan Cam. We will see you all in the next one. You all have a good night. A good dark night.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.